All right, today we're going to talk about something that's really baked into our idea of success. We're going to challenge the notion that a paid-off house is the ultimate financial goal. Let's really dig into this, because what if the keys to that dream house aren't a prize at all, but actually a cage for your capital?
So this is the question at the very heart of it. Just imagine for a second. You've done it. You've reached that finish line everyone is sprinting towards. You have the cash right now to buy a home free and clear. The question isn't can you do it, it's why would you do it? Should you?
And that leads us right into our first big idea, what we can call the finish line myth. Let's really take a hard look at the goal we've all been taught to run after, the one that for so many people is the very definition of financial security.
I mean, you know the dream, right? We see it everywhere. This picture of total freedom. No more mortgage payments, no bank breathing down your neck. You own your own four walls. It's sold to us as the end of the road, the grand finale of your whole financial journey. But what if it's not the end? What if it's just a pit stop?
So this brings us to a really critical distinction. We have to start seeing the difference between a simple asset and a productive engine. Think of it like a company. The point isn't just about what you own, it's about what your money does for you.
When you buy a house with a pile of cash, that money is basically frozen. It's parked. I mean, it just sits there. And yeah, sure, the house might go up in value a little bit over time, but that capital isn't actively working for you. It's not growing, it's not dynamic.
And you can see the two paths laid out so clearly here. On the one side, you've got the house. It's an endpoint, an asset that's really designed to isolate you. On the other side, you've got the company, and that's the beginning. It's a productive engine that creates systems, builds infrastructure, and even has support built right in.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? A house is all about maintenance, about keeping things stable, just as they are. A company, well, that's about growth, it's about momentum, and it's about creating totally new possibilities. It's all about building your capacity for the future.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does this way of thinking actually look like in the real world? Well, let's explore that with the efficiency of scale. And we're going to look at a pretty radical example of what can happen when you choose collective efficiency over what everyone else is doing.
Okay, just let that sink in. This statement is designed to completely break your mental model. I mean, it sounds like absolute chaos, right? But it's actually the exact opposite. It is a complete and total rejection of the idea that success means you have to separate yourself from everybody else.
Let's just tackle the objections that probably popped into your head, because they popped into mind. You assume it's chaos, but in reality, it's built on intentional design. You think there's no privacy, but autonomy is literally built into the architecture. You're afraid you'll have to talk to people all the time, but it's about optional proximity. You engage when you want to. The system actually creates more freedom, not less.
And here is the real payoff. When you share infrastructure, all that waste just gets eliminated. You don't need 100 different lawnmowers for 100 different lawns. And all that mental energy you spend on the tiny logistics of daily life, it just vanishes. And what you get back is the one thing you can never buy more of: time.
But look, to even entertain a choice as radical as that, you first have to give yourself permission to be different. And that means you have to accept a really fundamental truth about how societies work. A truth that basically lets you opt out of the standard script we're all handed. This is such a powerful idea. It's called societal plurality. And what it means is that the way your society happens to define success, say owning a single-family home, is just one of literally thousands of perfectly valid options. It is not a universal law of nature.
So, what does that mean? Basically, there is no one-size-fits-all instruction manual for how to live a good life. The rules that we all follow are natural laws. They're not like gravity. They're just local social agreements. And once you truly get that, it is incredibly liberating. So, you can think of any society as just a system that people have agreed to live under. They adapt to different needs, different values, and we know these systems are optional because people migrate. They leave one and join another. It's our own consent that gives any societal rule its power.
Okay, so this brings us to our final and maybe most important section: reframing the very idea of wealth as capacity. If you actually have permission to choose your own rules, then what is the ultimate purpose of money inside the system you designed for yourself? This right here is the pivot. The old goal, the one we're all taught, is to use money to buy comfort so that you can stop. But the new goal is to use money to build capacity. The capacity to grow, to handle problems, to support your ambitions, and to create something that lasts.
And this all leads to a really profound shift in your mindset. You stop asking, can I afford this house? And you start asking, what does locking up my money in this asset enable me to do? And, more importantly, what does it prevent me from doing? The whole focus moves from just possessing something to unlocking your potential.
And you know, ultimately, that's the whole takeaway. Wealth isn't the finish line, it's the fuel. It's not for ending your story in a nice, quiet house. It's for beginning a new one by building an engine. So the final question you've got to ask yourself is, what are you saving for? Are you saving to stop, or are you saving to build?